Okay, in this video I'm going to talk about when people around you have decided that you don't deserve something. They believe that they have some kind of right to decide that they don't, but they think that way because of a person that's in the situation is that narcissistic type, not diagnosed, but the narcissistic type that has worked their magic, and some would say it's a covert narcissism. Behind the scenes they're abusive, but in this that they have been that way in an overt manner, but as what I call a narcissistic inside-taunt. Not an inside joke, but an inside-taunt. Nobody else really knows that that's what's going to push your buttons and set you off, but that narcissistic type does, and they keep doing it around other people. Maybe like to humiliate you, embarrass you, but only you would know that was that. Or the other ones might see it and say, why is she so angry? Why he is so angry? And going off and things like that. So you look crazy. But these are the people who determine in their mind, you don't deserve whatever it is. Okay, now, you got that situation? Now, some might see, like, say you're at work, and this person who's the narcissistic type and does it behind the scenes, nobody else knows what's going on, and everybody else thinks this person is just so nice and sweet, and you know how they're so manipulative, and they con other people into believing they are the nice and sweet one, and so they set up the scene to make you go off, and you do in front of them, so they see you as the crazy person instead of the narcissistic type person being the crazy person. So they've set this up. They've worked their magic, and the other people look at you and think, this person doesn't need to be working here. This person doesn't deserve that job, because they have set it up so well that so many people get it, see it that way. This car in front of me looks like it's about to explode. It's got so much exhaust coming from it. That was a road squirrel going on there. It was like so much exhaust, and they turned off. But anyway, so how many of us have seen that? Really seen it happen, and not really know what's going on. But like I just did a video, but it was more about in a relationship. But in this one, you look back and you say, wow, that person, the good one, got fired and the bad one is still around. Now, the bad one that's still around, the narcissistic type, they need supply. They want their narcissistic supply, as people call it these days. And they usually have, like people have, you have like a work buddy, or some people say you even have a work wife or a work husband. This kind of thing. You have somebody that is, follows that kind of line. Well, the narcissistic type people, some of them, they got to have somebody at work too. They might have somebody at home. But they also sometimes want, they just like an addict. They want more. Not all of them. One size does not fit all. This isn't counseling advice. I already say all that. I just did another video, so I can't remember, but read the disclaimer in the description box below this video on YouTube. Remember, I live in Narcissismville. Yeah, you just saw that. So, anyway, so how many of us have seen it? How many of us have actually been in it? And, one of those who said, this person doesn't need to work here. Now, do you consider yourself as a flying monkey? How they say narcissists have flying monkeys. That's the people, like Wizard of Oz, that go out and do their bidding, go out and do their bad work, Do you consider yourself as that now that you think about it? Yeah, I don't think I would. I would think that, anybody involved in that who doesn't really get it has just been as conned as, the next person. They've been conned by this master manipulator. Okay, now where I want to go with this is, to think about how the person feels, the person who was the victim, the target. They're victims, okay? They're victims. The person that this narcissistic type targeted to be their victim, to be a source of their supply. play their little game with, their mind games. We call them all, through my life, they've been called all kinds of names, like the situations, what they do, mind games, this kind of thing. But, think about it, that person, the one that was affected by it. Say if it's on a job and, this narcissistic type just taunted them until they exploded. People say you have control over everything. I don't totally, that you do, your own actions. I do not totally agree with that. No, I don't. This is just my opinion of all of this. It's just my opinion. Because there are situations yourself, if you see something happen, you're not really totally in control of your reaction to it. Because some of it is survival. Some of it is you being in survival mode, or for yourself, your family, the survival of the species even. Now, I'm not saying that so somebody takes it and says, therefore I can go and do this or that. No. You got to take the consequences of your own actions. But I know myself. I had walked into a mall one time, and this is an example I would give, I walked into a mall, and right when I walked into it, it was like a small mini mall, I guess. And there was this woman, and she was bent down with a child, probably like 3 or 4 years old, and the child was screaming to the top of his lungs, and the woman slapped him. Now, my response was not, something I had that much control over. Would you have so much control over how you responded? When you saw an adult slap a child, and hard, okay? Do you think that you were totally in control of how you responded to that? Now, I'm not saying to hurt anybody. That's not your job, You can call the police. But you have a reaction. You have a natural reaction to something like that. So, I don't buy all this. People say you're in control over everything you do. No. So, somebody's sitting there pushing your buttons and really hurting you, really, seriously. Now, like I said, I'm a totally nonviolent person. I don't believe in resorting to violence or abuse of any sort. But that person does that and pushes your buttons. Do you think that you're always in so much control that you would not verbally, you would not wind up looking like the crazy person? Really, you might respond in a way, and other people say, no, that's not what that person did. They were just joking. You're too sensitive. Something like that. Then that's when, I'd say they become flying monkeys once somebody says you're too sensitive. Yeah, they've gone too far. But you know what I mean. So think about that person who is the one who is actually, this is happening to. This, they lost their job or they lost their relationship. How would they feel? Knowing that, here it is, they were ganged up on. Really, that's how they might feel, is that they're ganged up on by everybody believing in this person. They wouldn't believe in them. So when I hear somebody say something like that, I really start paying attention. Of course, the people who are actually narcissistic, they know that people do that too. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, let me give another kind of example that this is in a relationship, and it's not the other person in that person's life. Okay, let me set up a fictional scene here. Say you have a woman who has just had a baby, okay, and her husband is there with her. Say she's wherever, and her husband is there, and she just had the baby. Now, we all understand when someone, a woman just has a baby, her midsection has not gone back, generally, I don't know if any of it had, to what it was before. Okay, so her midsection, you know how we are, so, not everybody, but so many people these days are conscious about their size, and fashion conscious too, and stuff like that. So, now he has a narcissistic kind of sister who's a very jealous sister. Now, his sister's very jealous, very possessive of him, because he, to her, he is hers, you know. He's her supply, really, another one. And, you know, they don't always just want one. But he is totally unaware of it. He's totally unaware of anything about his sister being bad, you know, narcissistic type, or any of this stuff. He just thinks, you know, he thinks the world of her, really. Now, say the wife, what the sister would do. Say she said to the, you know, to the wife that she went shopping the other day. Okay, let's set it up this way. She went shopping the other day, and she saw these really cute shirts that kind of, you know, they expand at the bottom, so they kind of cover any, you know, additional weight. Now, the wife to this man, she gets it. She knows that his sister is this way. That is a taunt. That is a it's a taunt, and it's kind of in a way an inside taunt, because you know, in some, this is a major generalization, but you know, women would get it that way. You know, one woman to another woman might see it that way, that this one's making a taunt because of this fashion consciousness, this weight consciousness, and everything. There's so much pressure on women. Anyway, you know, it can be men too, but we all know that. Anyway, so the husband, and the husband who's also, you know, the husband brother person, he doesn't see that his sister, he sees it as his sister was trying to be helpful. He sees it as she's, you know, trying to help his wife out and, you know, tell her where she could go to get that kind of shirt. You see, the wife, she knows his sister is really, really trying to get at her, to push her buttons. So if she says anything, the wife, she says anything, who's going to look like the crazy person, right? Yeah. Okay, and we know where it can go from there. You know, they say that, oh, it's the afterbirth hormones going on and all this kind of stuff. You know where that kind of direction can, you know, what direction it takes. It's always going to be her fault. We know how that works. You know, many of us know how that works. So yeah, that's another example. I didn't want to make a separate video just for that one, but I've certainly seen these kinds of things happening to other people and all. And I said in that other video, I don't know if I said it in this one, that I learned to keep an eye on, you know, an eye open for that kind of thing when I was young, because I saw it so much. And you know, whenever I see a woman who seems like, or a man, seems like they're you know, what the appearance seems like they're just going all off, and why are they going all off? You know, when they don't need to. It didn't seem like that big of a deal. It wasn't that big of a situation. Why are they having that kind of response? That's what I learned. No, there's something going on behind the scenes there that we don't know about. You know, that's my opinion. That's my experience. That's all, you know, what I've been through and seen, and yeah, you know what I mean. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. But if you would, leave a comment below if you want to. You know, like, share, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. Okay, I just had a little laugh about my last line, because I've heard that before. I think it just got stuck in my head, because I won't be seeing you in the next video. But anyway, I thought I'd show it. Can you see over there? I don't know if it can, you can see it, but there's a really beautiful cacti over there. And I'm at a nature preserve, and I'm about to go exercise again and walk around. Anyway, y'all have a good weekend. It's Friday. Talk to y'all later.